The world, frankly, wasn't quite ready for what we did. There wasn't this buzz around smart cities, there wasn't this buzz around artificial intelligence or Internet of Things. And then all of a sudden, what we had been doing for years became topical and became sort of something that the world was ready for. So the idea for Miovision originally was born, to be honest, at the side of the road. I was a co-op student, went to University of Waterloo, and one of my jobs on the weekend, there was a nice lady who would invite the students out to do manual traffic counts. So we would be sitting there with a clipboard and a lawn chair in the baking sun in July and do traffic counts. How many cars turn left, how many cars turn right, and decided that someone needed to solve the plight of the co-op student. If you've ever been sitting at an intersection and you're waiting to turn left, let's say, and the light turns green and you advance, and then the light turns red and you don't get to go through, and you have to wait a whole other cycle to have the opportunity to actually clear the intersection. We build products that help cities to identify that that's happening, because today they do it largely based on citizen complaints. If I was to pick one thing to impart to an entrepreneur, it's try to be the dumbest person at your company, which is another way to say hire people who are smarter than you. When you're building a business, there's always new roles that are emerging in the business, and often it's the entrepreneur who kind of goes in and tries to figure out what the role is and so put some substance around it. But there's always, once you kind of figure it out and you start to build a bit of the business process around it, there's always people out there who have experience, who have done it for a career that you can bring in. And you got to be comfortable handing the reins of that part of the business off to them and going on and building the next part. We wanted to use technology and business models that have been applied in other markets to help cities improve traffic flow. With a fast-growing technology company, change is pretty constant. So we started out 6 people in a basement. Scaled, we're about 200 people now. So it's hard to say, when one particular moment of change occurred. But I think, if I had to pick one, I would say the realization that culture is something you have to do intentionally would be the main turning point. When we really, got started, it was really just the personalities in the room. But when we really started to write it down, put it on the walls, make hiring decisions based on it, that's when we really started to take off. I went to the University of Waterloo, so when I graduated, this seemed like the natural place to start. The talent was here, I lived here, and RIM had sort of showed us that you could build it in Waterloo. RIM was really on the rise. The tech talent's here, universities are here, both the technical universities and universities focused on pumping out business talent. There was an ecosystem of other technology companies, and having graduated here, just decided to stay and build the business here. So the thing that I like the most about my job is that every day is different. I get to, some days I'm working with technologists trying to invent the future. Other days I'm working in the market trying to convince customers to buy into our vision. And so yeah, that diversity in experience is what really draws me in. My name is Curtis McBride. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Miovision Technologies.